The spice cabinet is often the most overlooked part of the kitchen when it comes to food safety. We assume that because seasonings are natural or dried, they are essentially immortal and pure. However, 2026 has been a wake-up call for the industry. A series of landmark investigations and class action lawsuits have revealed that several mainstream U.S. brands are struggling with heavy metal contamination, hidden fillers, and even bacterial outbreaks. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. From lead-laced cinnamon to seasoning blends that contain more sugar and anti-caking agents than actual herbs. Here are 8 U.S. seasoning brands you should avoid right now. 1. Body Spices. Why number 1? A massive 2025/2026 legal battle and multiple recalls for high lead levels in ground spices. Badia is a staple in many households due to its affordability and presence in the Hispanic foods aisle. However, in late 2024 and throughout 2025, Badia was hit with class action lawsuits after independent testing found dangerous levels of lead in its ground cinnamon and ginger. In early 2026, many of these products are still being flagged in secondary market audits. The risk: lead is a potent neurotoxin with no safe level of exposure. The 2026 audit found that certain Badia lots contained lead levels nearly 1,000 parts per billion, which is significantly higher than safety thresholds set by the New York State Department of Health. 2. Jiva Organics Cinnamon. Why number 2? Repeated FDA public health alerts for elevated lead levels. The word organic on the label can provide a false sense of security. In late 2025 and early 2026, the FDA issued a series of public health alerts specifically targeting Jiva Organics ground cinnamon. Despite the organic certification, the product was found to be contaminated during the grinding process, likely by poorly maintained machinery in the country of origin, India. The lesson: organic refers to how a crop is grown, no synthetic pesticides, but it does not account for heavy metals that the plant absorbs from polluted soil or contaminants introduced during industrial processing. 3. Great Value Walmart Private Label. Why number 3? Consistently poor performance in 2026 heavy metal audits for common spices. Walmart's Great Value brand is frequently flagged by Consumer Reports and other watchdog groups. In 2026, their ground thyme and oregano were found to contain concerning levels of arsenic and cadmium. Because Walmart sources from a vast, global network of low-cost suppliers to keep prices at $1 per bottle, the quality control is often insufficient to catch heavy metal hot spots. 4. McCormick, specifically Italian seasoning and chili mixes. Why number 4? Recent history of salmonella recalls and unregistered product warnings. McCormick is the giant of the industry, but with that scale comes systemic risk. While they have high-end lines that test well, their classic blends have faced multiple hurdles. In 2025 and early 2026, certain batches of McCormick Italian seasoning and Frank's Red Hot Buffalo Ranch seasoning were voluntarily recalled for potential salmonella contamination. Deception alert: in some regions, McCormick Original Chili Seasoning Mix has been flagged for being sold without proper registration or transparent ingredient sourcing, leading to public health warnings about the unverified nature of the spice components. 5. La Flor. Why number 5? Rated as a high level of concern for heavy metal contamination in 2026 reports. In 2026, La Flor seasonings, specifically their oregano and garlic powder, consistently ranked among the worst performers for combined levels of arsenic, lead, and cadmium. These heavy metals are cumulative toxins, meaning they build up in your body over years of use, potentially contributing to chronic kidney issues and hypertension. 6. Tones ground thyme. Why number 6? Flagged for extra concerning levels of heavy metals in recent 2026 lab tests. Tones, often sold at warehouse clubs like Sam's Club, has been specifically called out for its ground thyme. Thyme and oregano are accumulator plants, meaning they are exceptionally good at sucking heavy metals out of the soil. If a brand like Tones doesn't strictly vet its soil sources, The resulting seasoning can be a concentrated dose of environmental pollutants. 7. Happy Belly, Amazon brand. Why number 7? Inconsistent quality and high heavy metal markers in budget tier essentials. Amazon's Happy Belly line is designed for maximum efficiency and low cost. Similar to Great Value, 2026 testing showed that Happy Belly's ground thyme and cinnamon often fall into the concern category for lead and arsenic. The lack of transparency regarding where these spices are actually milled is a major red flag for health-conscious consumers. 8. Lawry's Seasoned Salt. Why number 8? More of a chemical cocktail than a spice blend. While Lawry's doesn't have the same heavy metal stigma as the others, it is currently failing clean label audits in 2026. The primary ingredients are salt, sugar, and cornstarch, followed by natural flavors and anti-caking agents like tricalcium phosphate. For many, this is a dessert salt that contributes to metabolic dysfunction and water retention while providing virtually zero nutritional benefit from actual herbs. How to spot clean spices in 2026. If the mainstream brands are failing, how do you flavor your food? The 2026 safety standards suggest a whole spice first approach.
Salt. This is something that I grew up with. I didn't know what it was until I started cooking, and my mom would say, hey, go get the Lowry's. Lowry's is consistently better in the taste, the flavor, really works well with very simple things in salads. I use it in potatoes. Of sugar, a little bit of salt, a little bit of paprika, a little bit of turmeric, and a little bit of garlic powder into it. So that brand always stuck. Nowadays, I actually bring that into a professional kitchen and use it as a flavor enhancer when I'm making something like a cottage fries. But the reason I like it so much because it has a little bit.
Buy whole, grind yourself. Lead and heavy metals are often introduced during the industrial milling process. Buying whole peppercorns or cinnamon sticks significantly reduces the risk. Look for third-party tested. Brands like Penzeys and Spice Islands generally perform better in safety audits because they maintain more direct relationships with their growers and conduct more frequent in-house testing for metals. The color test. If your dried herbs, oregano, basil, are brown or grayish instead of vibrant green, they are old and likely have a higher concentration of dust and fillers. Your seasoning should bring life to your food, not a hidden toxic load. In 2026, the golden age of cheap, unvetted spices is over. Brands like Badia, La Flor, and even Great Value have shown that price cutting in the spice trade often leads to compromised safety. By shifting your budget toward higher quality, whole spices, and demanding transparency from the brands you trust, you can ensure that your secret ingredient isn't a heavy metal.